You guys are going to tune in to Ball Talk with Brandy. Your favorite athletes are going to be pulling up. You guys don't want to miss it.
Hey, what's going on? It's Montana Love. I'm up here chilling with Ball Talk with Brandy. Make sure y'all tune in.
Ball Talk, this that Ball
Hey everybody,
Talk.
it's your favorite sports girl in the building, Ball Talk with Brandy here on WOVU 95.9 FM, and I'm very excited for today's show. We've been trying to put this together for a minute now. I have one of Cleveland's own in the building, so everybody please welcome Montana Love to Ball Talk. How are you doing today?
Hey, what's going on? I'm good. How you?
I'm pretty good, can't complain. We're here in your gym. We're going to get into that in a little bit, and actually, my radio station is right in the neighborhood that you grew up in, right on Kinsman. So we have quite a few parts to talk about with you in your career and now opening up your gym. But for the people that don't know, you've been boxing since you were very little. So let them know how you got started into boxing and what made it want to be a dream career for you.
I started boxing when I was 5 years old. Me and my brothers and sisters, we used to fight a lot when I was younger. My father, he had passed away, and my mother wanted to give us some type of structure, like create a routine for us, to keep us out the streets and keep us out of trouble. So, we got in the gym and I fell in love with it.
So tell everybody, when was your first official match and how did that go?
My first fight, I was 8 years old. I was in the gym. I was a gym rat for 3 years, just in the gym all the time, sparring and things. And I had my first fight when I was 8 years old. We went to, actually, I fought on a show first. I fought on a fight show. Very exciting. It was very exciting. Nervous, but it was fun. And after that, that's how I knew this was for me.
So you started training in other states, cities when you were a little bit older. And then for some people don't know, life kind of took a pause for you. After you kind of, got back on the right path, what kept you determined to, still accomplish your goals and that was possible?
I'm a winner. You know what I mean? I just felt like since a kid, I always just felt like I was the one. Like I just always knew I wanted more from what I grew up as. And, we used to watch YouTube and watch, like Floyd Mayweather and just big time fighters, Mike Tyson, and all these guys, how they was living and how things was going, and I just I want that, you know what I mean. So as I got older, like you said, life took a pause for me. Ended up getting incarcerated because I was still chasing that lifestyle, but not even just chasing the lifestyle. My mother had got sick, you know what I mean. My mom had got sick, and really I was doing what I had to do to survive, basically, and take care of my siblings, my family.
So after life goes on pause, what did that few months after look like?
I came straight home. I came straight out of prison. I had a fight, I had my first fight back within 2 months, a month of being, free. It was up at Chanel High School. It was at a high school, at Chanel Old High School. And we packed it out, sold it out, and I had got a knockout, and it went crazy. It's been up since then.
So one of the biggest things in your career was being on the card for the Jake Paul and Woodley fight here in Cleveland, and that was, one a big moment for you. What was that moment like?
Oh man, that moment was amazing. That was actually my life-changing moment. I always just had the mindset I would not sign with a promoter or anybody until it was life-changing for me. And, I stayed independent. I stayed grinding. It was times where I didn't have fights. I didn't even get paid. I had to sell tickets I just sold just enough tickets to pay for the opponent, and I didn't get paid. You know what I mean? So we had moments like that in my career. But, that fight right there, I took everything, all that with me into that fight and became victorious. It was crazy because Barstool Sports, all these big networks, everybody, because I was the underdog. This guy, that guy was just a world champion. He just had lost his world title, but he was knocking everybody out. And they had betted live on TV that I'd get knocked out by the third round, but I ended up knocking him out in the seventh. And after that, it was life-changing for me after that.
So you talked about that being a big year in 2021. You also became the IBF North American light welterweight title holder. You did the biggest stage in Cleveland, in your own city. and you also signed your promo deal with Matchroom, that being a huge year. To come back a year later, you headlined at that same stage. What was it like to do that a year later?
Oh my God, it was amazing. Them dreams come true. Just like I put on my wall back there. Dreams come true, like in real life. That's the biggest arena in Ohio. You know what I mean? And that's where the Cavs play, and I put over 11,000 people in there. So that was just amazing. You know what I mean? That was just off my name. You know what I mean? So it really felt really good to have done that, and no other fighter besides the Jake Paul never did that before. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely like a dream come true for me.
So ultimately, the fight led to your first career loss, not something that you wanted. I'm sure your feelings were different, then in 2022. Looking back, what are your feelings now with that fight?
I mean, you live and you learn. So it actually works out good. Like now that I look at it, you know what I mean? I needed that because now it goes back to what I do now, like anger management, controlling like the mental health side of it. Teaching these young kids how to control situations, because that right there in the moment, that was like one of my biggest moments in my career. That was the biggest moment in my career. I'm headlining here in my hometown. No fighters really get to do something like that, especially in the biggest arena in their city. You know what I'm saying? So for me to, not control my emotions and for me to not to control my emotions and things in that moment, you know what I mean? It cost me a lot of money and a lot of time as well.
So after that, you had your last fight in 2023. What can your fans expect next, or other opponents that you're looking to maybe fight soon?
Oh man, we got nothing but excitement coming up. You know what I mean? I'm excited myself. This right here, the gym was, the priority first. Get this out the way. Get back to the community, get back to the folks, and now it's time to take it to the whole nother level. I'm excited to jump back in there. We should at least get about 2-3 fights in this year.
Okay. Yeah. So what does your day-to-day look like when you are training for a fight?
Oh man, day-to-day is rough. We get up in the morning, we starting off with prayer, hitting the gym. We start off with our cardio run. That's the first workout, running. Then we probably resting, go run, rest. Probably go hit the sauna or something then a little bit, go back after that, rest. We got boxing training, whether it's sparring, mid-work, whatever the case may be. Then after that, later that night, we got strength conditioning. So we train in 3, sometimes 4 times a day.
So now I do my research. I saw in another interview you said you don't really watch the other people that you fight against. Why is that? You're never curious to see how they fight?
Not. I feel like that's like my team job, like my coaches and things like that. And every fight gonna be different. Like for one, I'm already like most people that people do fight is orthodox. You know what I mean? So like I'm a southpaw. You know what I mean? Which is kind of rare, especially in my division too. It's not that many of us in that division, and they not gonna fight me how they just fought someone else. You know what I mean? So if you can try to just, my biggest thing is just being as much as prepared that I can be personally for me. You know what I mean? To make sure I'm on game, I'm sharp, I'm mentally focused, and I can just adjust as I go.
What would be your biggest advice to the younger generation of boxers?
You got to work hard. The advice that I give them is really, really hard work and real life dedication. Nothing comes easy, especially if you don't have like a big company, like a machine behind you pushing you. It's going to be a hard road. Like I said, it's been fights where I didn't even get paid. You know what I mean? And it happens. You got to take it on the chin. You chasing a bigger goal. So, listening to your corner, working hard, and staying disciplined.
Who were some of your favorite boxers growing up?
I used to watch Roy Jones a lot. I really liked the Roy. He's slick, flashy. Roy was one of my favorite. Pernell Whitaker, he was another one I used to watch a lot. And Floyd Mayweather, for sure.
That's a good list.
Yeah.
So you fought in Dubai, you fought in Cleveland. What's left on the bucket list to check off?
Oh man, that's to come. I done actually had a text recently trying to get me to fight over in London.
Okay.
So like I said, we got a lot of just still exploring options and things like that, and big things to come for sure.
So now, before we get into the gym and Camp Love, some people want to know, how do you pick the songs that you walk out to?
It really depends on the moment. You know what I mean? How I'm feeling. Like, I really decide that, like, you know, day of. Honestly, network and stuff. It hit you. Hey, what we doing music wise, or what you gonna do if I don't bring an artist on there? You want to know ahead of time. It just really depends on what type of vibe I'm in at that time.
So now we have to get into the gym and Camp Love. Did you always want to open a gym, and what made you decide to open it?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, that's every fighter's dream. Every fighter's dream to have their own gym. I've been doing it since I was 5 years old. I just turned 30,
Right.
and look at me now. Like I have my pictures everywhere now. You know what I'm saying? My own facility to where I can raise other champions and make other champions. That's an amazing feeling. That's something that I always want. Definitely wanted to do.
So you talk about having your pictures on the wall. For people who haven't seen pictures or been here, there's a ton of detail in this gym. So
Yeah.
what made you, want to personalize everything in here down to the punching bags?
That's just who I am. I'm into fashion. I'm into nice things. I like things to be a certain way. I'm very particular. Very particular on my things that I like. You know what I mean? Anything that I'm attached to, it got to be the up and the up. Period.
So you've been working with these kids now every day. How has it been having them look up to you as inspiration?
It just fueled me daily. You know what I mean? To even just be better, to be a better man, to be a better human overall. It's amazing. You know what I mean? At times it can be much draining because you're pouring into a lot of people. You know what I mean? But it always I love it.
So in your mission statement, for people who have not read it, there's, things on there that don't include just the physical part. So why was that so important to you to include that in your mission statement?
Because that's big in life. One bad decision can cost you your life. Whether you do the wrong thing, like one wrong decision on the street can you can either be in prison or you can be dead. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it is what it is. So like far as the mental health part is very important. That's just a very important piece overall. Just in the world right now, because we dealing with a lot of different things, and us as our culture, you know what I mean. We don't know how to express ourselves. We wasn't raised to, like, even as young men, like black men, we wasn't raised to be able to cry, or you know what I mean. We always had to suck it up, or take it in, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So now, you know, me being older and just looking back at these things, I know, like, that's not right. You know what I mean? So, like, even with my son, I tell him, cry. It's okay. It's all right. It's an emotion. Let it out. You know what I mean? Ask him how you feel after that. You know what I mean? It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to not be okay. You got to, talk through it and get through it.
So would you say that's one of the most important things you want your kids to learn here at Camp Love, or what would it be?
Absolutely. Changing the way they think. You get upset. A lot of kids like raging. A lot of kids like punching things. A lot of kids like, just crashing out. And we change the way they think here. Like, we ain't gonna, okay, you upset. Let's work on taking a breath. Let's talk this through. Tell this, whoever you mad at or whoever did something, tell them how you feel. You know what I mean? And that actually been working. Like, we have like a total over 200 kids in our program, not just this facility. We have 2 different camps. So it's like, what we're talking about works. When the parents see it, it's proven fact. Stopping violence, less fights in school, less kids getting suspended. It's bigger than just boxing here. You know what I mean? We going up to schools, we're checking on the kids. We just do pop-ups at home, checking on them at home. Just, it's bigger than just boxing.
So before we wrap up, let everyone know how they can be a part of Camp Love, how to register, follow you on social media and all that.
You can come up to Camp Love, 501 South Green Road. Our Instagram is _camp_love. Come up here, We have memberships available for the adults. For our children, we have memberships available for them as well. It's from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. for the children, 5 a.m. to 3:30 for the adults. Then we shut down for the kids program. Then we open back up from 7:15 to 11 p.m.
All right, everybody, this is Ball Talk with Brandy, your host on WOVU 95.9 FM. And I was just here with Cleveland's own Montana Love. We'll talk to you guys next time.
This that ball talk. This that ball talk. This that ball talk.